This is Sharon, and I'm a music therapist at Notable Music Therapy Services. And I'd like to invite you to our afternoon musical adventure. Today, our adventure is all about listening. Now, not that kind of listening like, are you listening to me? But fun listening to instruments and sounds and music, all right? So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is play a melody for you. And listen to the melody and see if you can figure out what that melody is. Does that sound familiar to you? It probably does. Should I play it one more time? All right. Okay, probably you've guessed by now that that's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Now what we're going to do is take that familiar melody to you and put it on different instruments. But you're not going to be able to see the instruments. You're going to guess what they are from listening, and then they'll come out and we can see if you're right. So let's get your ears on and your thinking cap. And we're going to go for our musical adventure. Okay, let's try our first instrument. Wow, that sounded good, whatever it was. I wonder what that could be. Think about it for a second. Could it be a flute? Could it be a piano? Or could it maybe be a brass instrument? All right, let's invite Noah out to show you what it was. This is Noah, and that's the French horn. Can you play it for us? Yay! Can you tell us just a little about it?
Yeah, sure. The French horn, it's a brass instrument, and it's slightly lower than the trumpet, but higher than a trombone.
Thank you, Noah. Okay. We have another instrument now. This instrument has a big range. That means it can play really high and pretty low as well. So we're going to listen to it the first time fairly low. Listen. Do you have a guess what that might be? Now we're going to hear the same instrument, but up higher. But it's the same instrument. Maybe that's a little hint for you. Okay, think about it a second. If you guessed violin, you were right. Come on over, Nathan. Here's the violin. Can you tell us something about it?
The violin is also a Baroque instrument, meaning it was played in the time of Bach, like the recorder.
And what family is it in?
It's in the string family, and it's the highest of the strings.
So Nathan's just going to play a little something for us here on the violin. Thank you, Nathan. Hi, let's listen to our next instrument. It's a little bit softer, so listen carefully. Well, I think we recognize that melody, but what instrument could that be? It definitely doesn't sound like a trombone, right? But what could it be? This one's a little tricky because there's a lot of instruments that sound like that. Let's come on out, Nathan, and show them what instrument you have.
This was a ukulele.
Let's play it in front of us now. Yay! That was awesome. Awesome. So often you hear the ukulele just strumming. You want to strum it a little bit? Awesome. That's really pretty, and that's probably a more familiar sound. Do you have anything you want to tell us about the ukulele?
It's a Hawaiian instrument.
Okay, and it's tiny.
It's very small. But
Okay.
they do come in different sizes. Some of them are big, almost guitar-shaped.
Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. Here's our next sound. Wow, that one sounds similar to one that we heard just a few minutes ago, but was it exactly the same? I wonder what it could be. All right, have you got your guess? Come on out, Noah, and show us what it is.
We've got a trombone.
Oh, yay! That's a really cool thing about the trombone. It can do that slide thing. Why don't you do that again, Noah? Awesome. Now, Noah's a French horn player, but he agreed to play the trombone today so you could hear it. You know, Dad, do you know anything about the trombone?
Well, the trombone is also a brass instrument like the French horn, except it's a little bit lower. And so it's 9 feet long if you uncoil the whole thing. That's pretty long.
That's pretty long. Thanks, Noah. Okay, this is another exciting instrument. Listen carefully. I love the sound of that instrument. Would you mind playing it one more time to just give us another guess? Good. This is a new family of instruments. So let's see what it was. It's the marimba. It's kind of like a great big xylophone. So let's watch Jonathan play that. Beautiful. Can you tell us anything about the marimba?
It's traditionally an African instrument. You can use more than one mallet to play it.
Do you want to show us a little something?
Sure. So that gives you the ability to play much quicker.
All right, just play a little something.
Just play a little something.
A little porgy if you want.
Okay.
Thanks for playing the marimba, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think this game is really fun. And so I can't wait to hear our next instrument. Okay, I gotta say, that's not an instrument you would usually hear in a band or an orchestra, but it's a pretty fun instrument. Let's come on bringing Nathan out and let him show it to you.
This is a slide whistle.
You don't always hear row, row, row your boat on a slide whistle. Hey, what does that remind you of? Do it again. It reminds me of the trombone. Okay, I don't really know too much about the slide whistle. As a percussionist, actually, if it's something called for slide whistle, I'm the one that usually ends up having to play it, but it's really a woodwind instrument, if you will. You know anything about it?
It's sure fun to play.
Great. Thank you, Nathan. Okay, for our next instrument, you're still going to guess, but I'm going to play along just a little bit. We already met the ukulele today, So I'm going to play along with the ukulele, and you listen to the sound behind me. Nice. Now let's listen to that one more time. Alone. Okay, well, you know it's not a ukulele because I said it was something different. Come on out, Nathan. It's the guitar. You want to strum the guitar a little bit?
Sure.
Thanks, Nathan.
You're welcome.
We have another instrument for you that's really quiet. So this is a special instrument. You're going to have to really listen. Oh, wow. That just sounds like a little tiny mouse or something. Why don't we bring that one on out? Look at what this instrument is.
It's called the mbira. Some people call it a kalimba or a thumb piano. I was playing it with my thumbs. Can I do it one more time? It's tricky.
Sure, its origins are the Shona people in Zimbabwe, and there's just little different variations of it in different parts of the world, different parts of Africa. Yes, let's watch Jenny do it.
It's a wood case and it has these little metal pieces and you can hammer them to make them make different notes, but there's no way to exactly tell what they are. So that's why I made some mistakes, sorry.
That's really cool.
It is really cool.
And what they do in Africa is they have a big gourd that amplifies that sound instead of just this little box. It's really cool and just a little bit different sounding than anything else we've heard today.
And you can play, different.
Cool. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, thanks.
Here comes our next sound. Listen. Oh, that sounds nice. Some of you may have played that instrument yourself. Think for a minute what maybe it could be. Ready? Okay, come on out, Nathan. It's a
Recorder.
All right, can you play that for us so they can see you play it now? All right, thank you. Can you tell us anything about the recorder?
So the recorder is traditionally a wooden instrument, even though most of y'all's are plastics. The recorder, do you guys know who Bach was? The recorder was used when he was alive, and people would play whole concerts with just the recorder.
And it's part of the woodwind family. You'll probably get to play it sometime in school, or you may have already. Great! Hi. Let's hear another instrument that's quite different from the ones you've heard before. Guess what that was? That was the drum set. We can't really hear a melody on that, but we definitely make music on the drums as well. Can you see the drum set now? So, let me just play a little beat for you. drum set. Hi, I'm super excited about our next instrument. Let me give you a little hint. It's the biggest instrument we've heard so far. Listen. What could that be? It is so low sounding. Do you have a guess? I have an idea myself. Let's bring it on out. First of all, look how big it is. Look at that.
Doesn't even fit in the frame.
Can you see it? Good. Okay, can you play it for him here? Wow. What's the lowest note on the bass? Hear that? Can you see how the strings even vibrate? Can you tell us anything about the bass?
So, some people think that the bass comes from the string family, but some people think it actually comes from Africa. It's these heart-shaped things that are on the side. They're called the shoulders of the instrument that make people think it's an African instrument instead of one that comes from Europe.
And we consider it, though, in our string family of instruments, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you heard the violin, it's at the top, and the bass is in the lowest instrument of that group. All right, look at that. See how tiny that is compared to that? That's the same violin that you heard earlier. Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome.
Okay, here's 3 crazy instruments for you. Hi, for our last listening today, we're not going to guess, we're just going to listen. And just like all the different instruments have different names and different sounds, with singing, we call different voice parts different things as well. So we have, say, sopranos and altos and tenors and basses. So we're gonna listen to the same row, row, row your boat, but first by a soprano voice.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Awesome, thank you. And then Noah and Nathan happen to both be basses, so they can sing it now together.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Wait. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Woo! What are they doing? That was really low, and then she was really high. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Let's see what happens when we sing all together and round. Okay, so that's where one person starts and then starts again. We call it polyphony in fancy music, but it's known mostly as a round. Okay, so let's try that. So Nathan and I will start and just listen.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Beautiful, everybody. Well, that concludes today's afternoon musical adventure. I'm so happy you could join us, and maybe you could think about the instrument you heard and which one was your favorite, and maybe you can sing with your family, row, row, row your boat as a round. Again, I'm Sharon Hickox with Notable Music Therapy Services here in Reno, Nevada. and we're trying to keep the music going. If you feel like you could make a donation to us, down below is a link to where you can make that happen. Thanks so much for joining us today, and thank you for helping me out.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Here comes our next sound.